first trade that we took since we started the new Twitter account. So let's get started here. First of all, what do I look for when I'm getting into a trade? Well, I want to see some good separation between the current market price and the 200 EMA. It's going to signal that we'll have some room for a retracement here. Come back on down into this area, hopefully. And then secondly, we're going to look for what's called a transition candle. That's going to be this one here, though that's not a perfect example of one. We've got a tall upper wick here. We've got a relatively small candle body and very small lower wick relative to the upper. Then we're going to wait around for one more candle to form, and that's going to be our confirmation that we are headed in the direction that we want to be going. So we did take out a sell position on this candle right here at the arrow at the 127.332 mark, and we set our stop loss right at the top of that, and in order to prevent any significant losses. We're not going to be able to go back the wrong direction past that line. So there we go. This is about 40 minutes into the trade, up about 10 pips. We did tighten up the stop loss down here to break even. Now a lot of guys put the break even right on the purchase, but that's not going to cover your expenses related to the buy, like your commissions and stuff. So I like to put it below enough that we're going to be able to recover the expense of taking out the trade. So as we got into this trade a little more, you can see I had this line here, this line, and this line marked out as support and resistance, but I had missed this one. And missing that support and resistance line could have cost me this trade. And you can see it came back down, bounced off that support resistance line, and went ahead and started to retrace those previous gains that we had made. Now you can see historically this is support and resistance. We've got a bounce off here, bounce off here, bounce off here, and you can see it kind of stuttered coming through here on this one. So that could have cost us the 4% that we ended up making on this trade. Now, as we got a little further into things, I'm starting to get a little more nervous as it's coming in here, looking like it's going to head back up and potentially give us another bounce off of this slant support. So I was worried and started thinking, well, I could move my stop loss back and protect that, and that way it would give it some room to come back up in here if it were going to. But all these videos you watch from these successful traders, they tell you don't move your stop loss back. If it were to come back up into this level, just go ahead and take profit, move on, look for another trade. So that's what we did. Now this was the final screenshot from this trade. It did come back down where we wanted it. Ended up moving my take profit to this this support resistance line that we had inserted in the middle of the trade, and hit that target and ended up making 4.38% on this one. So worked out really well in our favor. I will say, as opposed to a take profit, I think in the future what I'm going to do is do a dynamic stop, because this did continue down into this level. It could have made another 1 or 2% on this trade, so I missed out on that, but was successful in the trade. So happy with the way that one turned out.